Hello, I'm tripping over things over here. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you very much. I am back home. I made it. Y'all, I had a week, as you well know, okay? It's been a stressful week. I got in last night pretty late, later than, I don't know what I thought. Okay, I booked my own flight. I have no excuse here, okay? Honestly. I don't know. I guess I was thinking I was going to go live last night, but I knew that my flight was at 5:15 and that I wasn't going to be home until late. So what I was thinking, I can't quite say, okay? I don't know where I was with my train of thought, but I'm here now. So that's all that really matters, right? Oops. I have a new cutout, and I don't know how many of you love to bake. I personally do. So I grew up in a household where we baked pretty much on a very regular basis, okay? So I don't know if you're in the same boat as me or not, but I appreciate a baking craft, okay? This cutout is a stack of baking bowls, okay? I love it. It's real cute. And I don't have enough room on this here board for all the things that I want to do. So, oh, and apparently I didn't bring my other roll of tape back in here. But luckily I have spares everywhere. So that's fine. Let me prep this really quick and then we'll get going. Tell me how your week's been. It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve and I'm off tomorrow, thank goodness. I do have an event that I'm leaving for tomorrow. My flight, I believe, is like at 12 something. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. Maybe it's at 2. I think it might be at 2:20 actually, now that I think about it. Have I packed? No, I haven't even unpacked from my other trip that I just got back from. So I need to do that probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. What I really need to be doing though is pre-recording some videos. So after this live, I intend to do just that, okay? So that you all have something to watch while I'm gone. Because I'll be gone tomorrow, and I will be gone Saturday, and I will be returning to this house on Sunday evening, but it will be late. So I need to pre-record 3 videos between now and tomorrow at probably 11:30-ish. I think I can do it. All right. Here's the dealio. We're going to use the club tonight. If you want to sign up to be my club member, I would love to have you. Okay? This is the club transfer this month. All right? There's so many possibilities with this one. So many. And it comes with, let me see if I can show you this frame, which we will be doing a project with that, I think, over this weekend. We'll see. I would like to. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I want to. But I have another project in mind for this baby. Hey, Sam, how are you? And we're going to use it tonight. Okay, right now. So, I don't know what I've just done. But I didn't... Y'all, my brain is like mush at this point. This week has been a lot. Okay, I've been all over the place. I've been doing all kinds of different things for work. And trying to keep up with it all, trying to manage multiple people asking me for multiple things throughout the day and interrupting my train of thought pretty consistently, having to switch back and forth from like one gear to the next on a dime, which is totally fine and all good, right? I'm using this teal color, right? This is by Crafter's Collection from Hobby Lobby. I don't know how much I love it yet. We're going to find out. Hopefully I love it because I bought it in a giant bottle. It's teal. And I love teal. I'm doing great. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Thanks for joining me, girls. You can comment the word jolly on this post. Sorry, my back is itching. At any point in time to get the link to get this cut out, okay? I do want to know if you're a baker. If you like to bake anything at all, even if you just buy the pre-made cookies and bake those, that counts, okay? I personally don't buy those pre-made cookies to bake. I buy them just to eat the cookie dough. But girlfriend, you do you, okay? I also love to bake. My mom instilled in me from a very young age that baking is important in life, okay? So we bake around here. Ivy also loves to bake, which is awesome because I love it. Hey, Alma, how are you? All right, there's our first coat. I'm going to set this right over yonder. All right, and then I guess since I've already done it, I'm going to go ahead and use this foam brush. We're going to paint the stripes that go on the bowls and all of these little like snowflakes, starburst things. I don't really know what they are. And the word jolly with Cabernet. Okay, that's what this is right here. This is Cabernet. One of the new paste colors that came out for fall. I love it. I think it's perfect. And I think it's going to look really great with teal. Anywho, so yeah, this week has been a little bit stressful for me. And plus, I was thinking the other night, okay, so every single day I've had to get up super early, more earlier than I normally would ever want to get up, okay? Starting at 4 a.m. on a Monday, which is the most ridiculous thing that I could have possibly wanted to do. I did not want to. Be sure, okay? Had to do that. And so I'm laying in bed the other night, going to bed early, which was good. I did do that, so that's great. Thinking about the upcoming week, right? So this color, let me show you. This is Folk Art Mossy Meadow. We're going to try it for these little trees. Ooh, I like that. It's a nice muted green. I'm loving it. We're going to use this color a lot. I need a bigger jar of it. I can already tell you. It has really good coverage too. I love it. I do love Folk Art paints. They're really nice. As y'all know, I went to Hoblob the other day and I bought a bunch of new paint. So we're going to have to, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be using them all. All right, so there's my stuff. I think that's pretty good. Anywho, so this week has just been nuts, right? Well, so I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking to myself, hey, self, you have a bunch of stuff to do this coming week. And then I thought, do I though? What do I have to do? I'm working, obviously. I was out of town all week. But it's not that big of a deal, right? No, I'm leaving on Friday during the day. Thank goodness I pre-thought about who I am as a person fundamentally and said, hey, let's not book an early flight. You hate early flights. And so I booked the 2:20 p.m. flight. Thank goodness. Okay. Anywho, but then I started thinking, wait a minute, I've been planning projects for the week that I'm going to be gone in New Jersey. But what have I done for this weekend? Yay! I love a cheesecake. I haven't prepped anything for this weekend. I've got cutouts ready to go because I did think that far ahead, thank God. But I have nothing recorded. I have nothing scheduled. I don't know what I'm doing. Normally, by Wednesday, the week that I'm leaving, especially if I'm leaving on a Friday, I would have had stuff recorded and scheduled, and I don't know what I was doing. So then I spent the majority of the week while I was out of town stressing about that, which made it a lot of fun because there's literally nothing I could have done about it while I was in New Orleans this week, with any supplies or anything like that to even begin pre-recording any videos. So yeah, I like to lay in bed and just stress myself out over things I can't control. I mean, I'm sure we all do, right? I think most of us are moms, we're grandmas. I'm not a grandma yet, but I'm sure it'll happen to me one of these days. we're wives and just women in general are the ones that end up with the most of the worrying potential and stress put on us. So yeah, that's pretty much how my week has gone. And then it just went like completely sideways, and I ended up having a million things happen, and that I had to like reorganize my schedule. And whenever I'm like, okay, I can take a breather. Nope, you're not gonna be able to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Do I have Facebook so I could add you? Yes, ma'am, I do. My name on Facebook is Pamela Metter. If you want to, I will find you and I will send you a friend request, or send you a link to my profile. But yes, I am on Facebook. I absolutely am. And you are more than welcome to friend me. And if I have not added any of you on Facebook, I would love to be your friend on Facebook, because I love you all and I want to know about your lives. Okay, so that was just plain white. We're going to come back to this as soon as this dries. I think these look pretty darn good. So let me pass this around. We're going to do another layer of the teal to get that to be brighter and better coverage. I'm not sure about this paint yet, okay? Y'all, my video is pretty pixelated. I don't know what's going on with my internet. Hopefully it's going to hold out for me. Hi, Vicky. I don't know if I said hi to you, but my brain is about gone at this point this week. It is fried. So anyway, yeah, that's been my week. It's just been one thing after another. Luckily, nothing took place yesterday. I made it home safe and sound. It was my mom's birthday yesterday. So sadly, I didn't see her, but I did speak to her for a few minutes right before I boarded my plane. And it sounded like her and my dad had a good day yesterday, so that's great. Okay. Hi, Len. How are you? Okay, so I think I'm good with this layer of paint. We're going to let that dry and see how we end up. I definitely need to come back to these white pieces and go again. Okay. I'm just using my plain white acrylic paint and trying to do thin layers. I think this will be good. This chair sounds like it's about to break out from under me. All right. My goodness. Anywho, so we're going to use the club transfer tonight. Okay, if you're not my club member yet, or a club member in general, let me tell you about the club program. So, club is a subscription. It comes every single month. It is $25.99 plus tax per month. Okay, if your state has tax, then it'll charge you tax. If not, then you don't pay tax. If you are a Perks member, it's $19.99 a month. Okay. And I want to say if you're a designer, it's like $17.99, something like that. Okay. But your Perks, you get a discount. With designer, you also get if you're a designer, you also get a discount. So if you're not my club member, I would love for you to join me. And if you're not my Perks member and you want to join that in order to get a discount, which is a 30% discount on all of your purchases, including that club transfer, you can sign up with me for Perks. I'm doing great, Stephanie. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Having a good day. It was another busy one today, y'all. And because I'm off tomorrow, I had even more stuff to take care of today to make sure that it was all completed. And then one of my girlfriends and I from work sat on the phone and we talked for like 2 hours this afternoon, which was so nice. To just sit on the phone and chat and hang out and just catch up, because I saw her briefly this week, but I was in meetings most of the time that I was in New Orleans, and so I didn't get to hang out with her as much as I would have liked to. And then I went to the other office, so we have 2 offices there. I spent the first day in one office and then the other 2 in another. So that was sad that I didn't get to hang out with my friend Tess, but I did talk to her for almost 2 hours tonight, so that was nice. And then came in here to hang out with y'all. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to let these dry and see how I feel about them. This one, I may want to do one more coat. My little sponge is kind of getting a little dingy there. So we will reassess the situation with that. But this Cabernet turned out really nice on these words. Okay, so now I'm going to, from the bottom of the tape, if you can see, I'm just putting my finger underneath there to kind of push that up a little bit so that I don't break my cutouts, okay? To get me a grip on them so that I'm not just trying to wrench them right off of that tape. Kind of help work it off of there so that you don't break them, because they can be very fragile, especially these little thin ones. Okay, and then I'm going to throw this one away. I've used it probably at least 3 times. I think I've had enough of that one. It's a little bit tiny. All right, so I'm going to dry this, and I want to use surface wax on it. And then we're going to use Cabernet. I think Cabernet will be really nice with this teal. Yeah. For this transfer. And then I'm going to just spray a little bit of water on that paste that I have sitting here, because I have an intention to use that paste and not let it go to waste that I have on my little palette. So I've started using cardboard sheets, and if you buy cutouts from me, you get cardboard sheets in your orders. Okay, so these are great not only to paint on, but also I've been putting paint on them like that, and then I just let the paint dry, and then I reuse it until it's just unbearable for me to use it anymore, and then I move on to a new one. Sometimes, like, I had one piece that I had used it so many times with paint and put water on it that it, like, got a little bit of a bow in it, and it was still fine. But I finally I had enough. Like, I think we're good here. This one can go in the garbage. But I try to use them until they're done. I have a bunch of sheets of cardboard, not only for my own packing and stuff like that, but like whenever you order stuff from Chalk, sometimes you'll get cardboard sheets from them too. And I don't like this one right here is a cardboard sheet from Chalk, and they usually have the bigger ones, so I like those for bigger cutouts. And like this one, I'll take it and I'll reuse it another couple times. This tape may not last, but I can tear the tape up and just put new tape down, and then I'm good. Alright. Get this thing dry, and then we're gonna... I need a wax. Okay, so we're definitely gonna need wax for this project. And your club transfer. So you can comment the word jolly right here to get this transfer. I mean, to get the transfer and the cutout. And don't forget, this weekend, because I was out of town all week and all that, and then I'm leaving tomorrow to go back out of town, I have all my cutouts on sale at 25% off only till Sunday. Okay, so go grab you whatever cutouts you've been looking at to get them at a discount before that sale is over. And then as soon as I get back, I'll be cutting like a mad woman to catch up. Alright. I think I'm good now. I wanted to make sure this side was kind of still showing a little signs of dampness, but I think we're good. So I'm going to wax my surface, and whenever you have a cutout or anything, a wood piece that you've painted, you always want to make sure that you wax really well, okay? Just use a little bit, and a wax applicator is perfect to help you just buff that out. And I don't know how long you guys have been watching me, but I used to use a fuzzing cloth to wax with before they came out with the wax applicators, and I was so excited to see that they started making these out of the same material. It's like the same material as the fuzzing cloths. I love that. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we definitely will be fuzzing it at least once. I don't know that it needs more than that. It has a lot of silk screen on it. Okay, so just keep that in mind whenever you fuzz things and whenever you wax. Like, if there's a bunch of silk screen, it's probably not as critical to wax and to fuzz. I do still like to do it. But once you use this transfer 3 or 4 or 5 times, it's going to get... It may get to where it doesn't quite need as much attention as far as the waxing and the so on. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to line this up so that I can not have to repeat this pattern too much. But I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to. So I'm pushing this up to where the top is lined up, and I'm definitely gonna have to repeat it at least once. So that's okay. I'll show you how it's done. It's not hard. We're gonna use Cabernet, like I said, and a squeegee. Now, if you're not a club member, you don't know this. You may not know this, but whenever you first sign up for club, with your first club, you get a mini squeegee with your order, okay? But every single month you'll get the transfer and some kind of surface of some sort. Okay, this month it's that frame. And anywhere from 1 to 3 paste or ink packets, okay? This month, I believe it came with Dune and Gold paste packets, which is fun. So you always have coordinating colors, and you always get the transfer. You always get some kind of add-on with it, which is really cool, I think, that Chalk started doing that, because it used to just be the transfer and the paste packets, and then they'd call it a day. Well, we want more, and they listen to us. So I love that about Chalk, y'all. That they actually hear what we're telling them that we want as designers, as customers, Perks members. They listen and they do things differently if it makes sense. And usually it does make sense because we know what we want, right? At least, I mean, I mostly know what I want. Anytime Chris asks me what I want for dinner, I don't have an answer most of the times. Because, y'all, I'm tired of making choices all day long. I have to make decisions. I gotta think. I don't want to think. Just quit making me think. You know, he came in today and said, "What are we eating for dinner?" And I told him, "I don't know, nor do I care. Sorry, but my brain, it's done, okay? I don't want to care about it." Even last night, whenever it was time for dinner, I was so over it. I was still in New Orleans, and I just ended up going by Outback, which is right by the hotel, and just going and sitting at the bar and getting a salad and some shrimp, and that was it. Like, I'm over this whole day. Now, let me see if I can line this thing up appropriately here with this other side. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to find that pattern here, and I'm just going to gently press it down. And it's okay if I get paste on my fingers, on the transfer, like on the surface, because I'm just going to cover that up, so it's not a big deal, okay? Paste is washable, non-toxic. I mean, people even joke that you could eat it if you had to. Okay, it's that non-toxic. It's okay for kids. To, you know, I wouldn't purposely eat a bunch of it, but I used to joke all the time that with the amount of paste stock that I had, that Chris and I could survive for a little while. And now I don't carry so much paste, so I only have a couple of jars that we could consume if we absolutely needed to. It looks good, right? I think so. I'm hoping this project's going to come together the way that I see it in my mind. I don't know. We're going to find out, okay? I'm going to trust the process, and I think it'll work out for me. Now, I have this still too, okay? Now, these are the bowls and the little parts that go. Say hi to Dozer. He is making himself known. I don't know what's going on out there, but who knows? It could be somebody walking on the street and he just thinks that he's gonna... Okay, I'm gonna use one of these little daubers, okay? And I'm just getting a little bit of that paste. Now, I sprayed water on here so that it wouldn't dry up, okay? And I'm just getting a little bit of it. And I tested this earlier a little. I don't want this to be too much, okay? But this is what I was thinking I would do. And I might even tap some more off of it to try and blend it a little bit better. And okay, so these little pieces are scored, okay? Like you're supposed to do stripes. I cannot freehand stripes. I couldn't if my life depended on it. And, you know, somebody said, hey, this is what you have to do to make it out. That would be it for me. That would just be the end, and I would just have to say my goodbyes, because it's just not going to happen. So I recognize that about myself, and I'm not even going to try. Okay? You do you. You could probably use tape. Okay? That would work really well and make it look really nice. But for me, it's not in the cards. So I'm going to just leave them white. I was actually thinking about using this Cabernet and maybe trying to, like, now, especially now that it's kind of worn off a little bit, go in here and give it almost a pink touch, okay? But I don't want this Cabernet to be too dark because it's already on the background so much, okay? I don't want this to just blend in. Okay? But that's what I was kind of thinking, all right? And then I'm going to just kind of smudge this up a little bit more. And I'm just pulling from the outside, coming into the center, okay? Giving it kind of a pinkish tone. And then I'm going to take this again and do that again, but hopefully this is going to look okay and not look silly or stupid. Really hoping. Because I did have something in mind when I was thinking about this project. And it is sort of coming to life, so hopefully it stays that way. There we go. Okay. So I might change my mind about these two things. Okay, I might go darker on that because of this one being so dark. I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, we're going to try and put it all together and see how it looks and how we feel about it. And maybe I'm going to hate it. I don't know. I might. It's very possible. Okay, let's throw that down there. And then take this and I'm going to make sure that this is entirely dry. Now this background does have scoring on it so that you can see where all the pieces go, which you know I love that because I wouldn't know what to do next if it wasn't the case, okay? But all of the pieces have a place. You just got to match them up like a little puzzle. Just like, that's not it. There we go. All right. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about these. I think I'm not loving that, okay, of those pieces. But let's just see where we are once we get it all put together. I am liking the Cabernet against the white is really nice. And as you all know, I like to go ahead and put all my pieces down, make sure that I know where everything goes, especially when I have pieces like these little starburst things, to make sure that I understand what fits where, especially when sometimes these little pieces are different sizes, okay? I do want to just do a little bit more on these because I'm not loving this kind of splotchy edging job that I did on here. So, although I don't want it to be entirely red, if this wasn't so darker on the edges on this one, I might be happy with it, but I'm finding it difficult to be happy with it. There we go. Okay, so it's still a little splotchy, but it's not terrible. Okay, now if you want to do stripes or whatever, you feel free. Okay, you do what makes you happy. I'm gonna leave it. I'm real tempted though to tape it off and paint it. I mean, I'm like so tempted. Oh, good Lord. You know, sometimes I tell myself I'm not going to do something and then I say, but Pam, so I don't know. I'm going to see how difficult it will be to tape it. We're going to see. I know, y'all are probably like, oh my gosh, this girl. But I can't be helped. Y'all know. So that's the real problem, is that my tape is too big. Okay, yeah, we're not going to do it. I do kind of want it to be darker, though. That's my problem. So, to solve that, I'm not loving the splotchy, okay? Really not. But I'm thinking it won't blend into the background so much because It's not white. I mean, because it's on the white. So we're going to do these all the way. Cabernet. I know I've painted this like 4 times now. I'm sorry. It can't be helped. Yeah, I know. I need to find a cutout, and I will do that for you. I just need to... I already had this prepped, okay? Your girl is tired. But I promise you, I will do something with spiders. You like my shirt, though? It says, do I look like a freaking people person? And in fact, I am a people person, but you wouldn't know it because I'm an introvert. Which I know is a little bit like opposite, right? I'm like an introverted extrovert. I love to be around people, but it also wears me out. Okay. That's not my favorite. This is not my favorite. But I'll live with it, okay? And maybe what I can do is just kind of tear them up a little bit, just so they're not like, I don't know, something about these pieces that I'm just not digging it. There we go. Okay. I don't know. They're better, I guess. I don't know. I do like my bowls, though. Alright. Anywho, comment the word jolly. Get the link. So get this yourself, and you can make it better than me. Okay? Alright. We're going to use Stick Fast. And I just love that all of these are scored. It makes it so simple. Let me do multiple dots at a time so that I can stick it. All right. We're almost done here. The keyword is jolly, by the way. If you didn't hear me say it, it is jolly, and you can get the link to go grab this yourself and to get the club transfer that I used. I would love for you to sign up for my club too. We love it. There's a bunch of great transfers. It's like the best transfers that Chalk comes out with are the ones that they decide to use for club, which I love. And like this one is so, you could use it for anything. You could use it for Christmas or fall or whatever. And I just love that they started doing the surfaces too. So you get a whole project and it makes it easy to visualize what you would use it for. And then you start seeing, whenever you join as a Perks member, you get added to a Chalk group with all of the designers and other Perks members. Y'all, these people post in that group all the time with different projects that they've done. And it is so inspiring for different projects. Like I don't even know how many times another designer or customer has done something and I'm like, that I need to do immediately. Add it to my list of things that I have to do right now. I'm going to use my favorite big jute. Hopefully this one's not too big. These holes are kind of tiny actually. May not be working for me, but I do have this other jute. And you know, whenever I was at Hoblob the other day, I should have bought some more. I have another roll of the Dollar Tree jute somewhere around here. So maybe I need to look and dig that out because I don't know where it's at. I just put a little bit of hot glue on the end of that so that I can string it through. Makes it so much easier. So thank you to whoever told me to do that. I don't remember who it was. But it was one of you lovely people on my live one night that said, hey, just use a little bit of hot glue. And when I was on the struggle bus trying to do it. You know what? I'm going to just tie this on the back here. Try not to tie it too tight. And then I'm going to put it, attach it a little bit lower at the bottom with some glue and a ribbon, like I love to do. Hopefully I have a piece of ribbon in here. Oh, I have this lace ribbon. Oh, look, I have this tiny piece left. Alright, I'm gonna just put some glue right there. Bit more and take my little Dollar Tree ribbon and put that on there so that it'll hold it down and not, so you won't see it underneath those scallops up at the top. Okay, but now we're all done. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love you all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Isn't it cute? I hope you love this as much as I do. You can comment the word jolly to go grab this yourself. And all the stuff on my Etsy is on sale right now, so go check it out. Love you all. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.